Burnout was yesterday is provocative. But there is a serious structural point inside it. For years, overload was mainly framed as an individual problem. Too much work, too much pressure, too little recovery. That frame is now too small for what many organizations are actually experiencing. Because under AI visibility, something changes. Contributions scale faster. Pre-structuring improves. Options multiply. Handoffs accelerate. Traceability deepens. At first glance, this should reduce pressure. Often, it does not. Why? Because responsibility still has to land somewhere. Judgment still has to land somewhere. Escalation still has to land somewhere. And where mandate, service, and liability have not matured at the same speed, the gap gets filled by people. Usually the same people. The reliable ones. The politically aware ones. The ones who can still decide under ambiguity. The ones who can still hold the center when the structure has not caught up. We call them Centurio because pressure lands on them first. That is why the stronger diagnosis is not simply burnout. The stronger diagnosis is structural undercoverage. Burnout names the human outcome. Structural undercoverage names the organizational cause. And that distinction matters because the wrong diagnosis produces the wrong response. If you think the issue is mainly resilience, you add support around the person. If you see the issue structurally, you ask a different question. Where is responsibility already exceeding the architecture meant to carry it? That is the more useful question. In AllyAllez terms, this becomes visible at the MSH node. The point where mandate, service, liability, and judgment have to hold together in the real moment of use. That is where many organizations are currently exposed. Not because they lack activity. Not because they lack tools. Not because they lack intent. But because they still rely on human carriers where they should have built structural clarity. So yes, burnout still exists. But the harder and more useful reading is this. Many organizations are no longer merely exhausting individuals. They are consuming structural carriers. And once you can see that, the next step changes. Not, how do we help them endure more? But, what exactly must the structure start carrying now? That is where the real work begins. Structure first. Not AI first.